Well, I mean, we want the audio, right? So I guess let's just go.
Okay, so folks, give us a second here really quick, because
just us being us. Thank you for being understanding.
yeah, 1 second,
We'll be there
second.
in a sec. I'm not blocking with my water here. That was one little side table.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Let us get into position. Sorry, we had a slight setback on some stuff, so thank you for bearing with us. Like I said last week, we had a.
There's still a honey-chan on me.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna take it off right now. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off right now. Don't worry.
I mean, I love honey-chan.
So yeah, we had some technical difficulties last week. And things are still kind of a little rough patch here there, but we're doing good so far.
Yeah.
Give me a second. And it's because.
Oh yeah, she's still.
Alright, so yeah, I hope you guys can hear us right now. I do have the microphone on officially. Sorry about that.
No, I don't think they can.
Alright, so yeah, I hope you guys can hear us right now.
Yeah, there. Okay. Alright, you can hear us. Zeke says, I like the honey with headphones graphic. Ah, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
She's our podcaster honey.
She is.
Podcaster honey and bee queen.
Oh, man.
Okay, we're here. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's start.
Do this.
Let's get this going. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome. Thank you very much for showing up. Sorry.
As always.
Again, technical difficulties, but we're going to hopefully get that squared away and set.
It happens.
And I just need to make sure everything's going. Zeke,
yes.
Thank you for
Thank
showing
you for
up.
Us.
So those who are watching right now, I just want to let you know, a few things. I'll be looking over here because I just need to make sure that I'm changing the transitions for the images that we're going to be going over for anime and stuff. And at the same time, I'm also checking to make sure things are working, because it's possible that the camera might cut during this podcast. Hopefully not. Might. If it does, we'll continue the podcast. We'll just do it commentary. So if that happens, I have Honey-chan and Bikun that I had up earlier. We'll put that one up, and then we have another image for stuff that we can use. So it'll still be entertaining. You just won't see our faces.
There'll be stuff happening, just not us.
Yeah,
exactly.
I had to wrestle getting stuff ready. So sorry. Give me a break.
It was rough.
It was rough getting stuff set up and making sure that things are working. And luckily, there is one thing that I need to get rid of. So let me make sure I can get rid of it without things freezing.
Oh no! What? Oh, that. I don't think they could see it. Oh no! Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
There, it's gone.
There we go. Now it's cleaner.
There.
Okay, so we're here.
Thank you.
Let's do this.
Yes.
We got things ready.
Right.
The link that I had disappeared, but let me get it open.
Do you need it again? I can continue.
It's the current watch list, and we'll go in the order.
Yes. So this is the fall 2021 anime so far. Hivecast. So we're going to be talking about, as usual, we're halfway through the season, so we're talking about all the anime that we are watching and we dropped and our favorites this season. So we're going to start by going over stuff that kind of came in from summer and was still airing and continued through from summer. Also anything that came out all at once, like an ONA or an OVA that we watched, which was basically just Househusband. And then we'll move into what's new this fall, so the seasons and series that started this season. And then, as always, we'll continue with dropped anime and then our top favorites. So to start with, we'll start with stuff that's already ended. And Fonzy will begin with his thoughts on Fenna, Pirate Princess.
So Fenna, Pirate Princess. I can't get enough of that show. I like it a lot. The animation's really good. It was a very nice finish to otherwise wonderful story that's going to continue on. I hope it's going to continue on. I mean, I'm pretty sure the second season's going to start. So, yeah, we'll see how that happens.
It was announced.
It was announced, right? See, that's the thing. I'm not too sure. I've been doing a lot of news, but I can't remember exactly.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, come on. Obviously, right?
I can't quite remember. Sorry. Anywho, so it was really nice. It's like a Disney story. Pirates of the Caribbean. It had that whole fling going on with Fenna and then the boy. Oh, what's his name? See again, watching so many anime.
No,
Yukimaru, yeah. So you have Yukimaru, and then so that's like that's what Will and the other girl in Pirates of the Caribbean and everything. So that's like the whole love story that's going on. It's very similar. The setup is also very similar too, and the whole treasure hunting, or at least finding the one true treasure, the grand treasure and all that stuff. Every pirate show has to have it. It was really good. I liked it a lot. I was really amazed by the animation. The animation's very nice. It was well done. It was beautiful. And other than that, I don't have much to say about it because there's nothing bad to say about it. There's obviously a lot of good to say, but I've already expressed myself so many times in the previous podcast. And I think even the one before that, because it started on the end of last season or something. So yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot. I highly recommend it for anyone who wants to watch it.
Yeah,
totally.
Agreed. I really enjoyed Fenna a lot. It is very reminiscent of like Disney movies. At the same time, I feel like it kind of did too much. Like it started one way and then it turned out to be kind of maybe a little weird supernatural something happening when she goes into like her trance and does things, and like it turns out that she's related to someone. It's like they threw a lot of things at us and then no explanation really. But it is setting up a story that is obviously set to continue. So hopefully we'll get some answers to those things. Because that would be really my only issue there.
And sorry guys, the picture didn't show up. I had a picture
the little
here.
Images. We always have images.
Okay, here.
So that was Fenna. That was Fenna, Pirate Princess.
There, Fenna.
That was Fenna. There.
Fenna.
So yeah, agreed on all accounts. Next.
Oh wait, there it is. See, that's why it didn't show up. The transition's really slow on this program I'm using right now. Oh, okay, so that's what it was. All right, so now the next one.
So your next one is you as well, and it's the Househusband.
The Way of the Househusband.
Part 2.
Now, I really like it. I heard a lot of people saying that they didn't like it at all. They thought it was crap for what it was in the beginning, like from the first season that came out. I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. I read the manga, the first volume at least. And it was just like, the anime series and everything. It's really good. It's episodic. Obviously, there's just going to be short stories going on. Funny. But for the type of anime that it is, having it shown as such, either still slightly 2D, still motion shots, but now this kind of season it was a little more animated, so I liked it a lot with that. But I mean, it was great. I thought it was wonderful. It's funny. It's comedic. I mean, who would have thought the idea of having a retired Yakuza boss, become a house husband? Like, it's really good. I like it a lot. I mean, I'm enjoying it.
There were more clips with like his wife that were funny. There were like a few more characters. There were more characters than the 4 episodes that they released, because I think it was just like 4 episodes. It's like 6, 7, 8. No, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something.
4,
6 or I don't know. It's not a lot of episodes. It's 5 episodes. Yeah, part 2 is only 5 episodes. But it involves like his wife more and some of like the older Yakuza from before and like his old boss and all this stuff. So it's really funny. Oh, we already skipped to Jahy?
No, that's the next one. That's the next one.
And so, I like it because there's more kind of, I mean, I like just as much as the first half. So it's just as good, but more because there are more characters, I guess.
There are more characters. I do like the introduction of characters, especially those who are still kind of in the Yakuza scene, and then they're running into Tatsu, and so it's like, you get to see a different side of him. It's really funny. I like it a lot, and in a way, I also feel like the show is out there to help, make people aware of cleanliness, and maybe you can judge a person by the cover, but inside the book, it's totally different. And this is definitely the kind of show that I feel from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot.
Definitely. So that was out, and that's done. And
all right, so the next one we got.
Oh, the next one. Okay, so now we have the Great Jahy will not be defeated. Yeah.
Great show.
And it's so good, so funny, so silly. It's cute. It's everything. Like, it has a little bit of everything, and I love that. I like where it's going. Like, it started kind of episodic and silly, and it seemed like it was just going to be like, pointless kind of episodic slice of life, cute girl being silly and doing silly things with other girl characters. And I mean, it kind of is.
It is.
But it's funny. Like, it's pretty funny. The way that it's written and the comedy in it is hilarious. The point where it got to now, we're starting to see more backgrounds of the other characters, like especially the magical girl that defeated her, precisely why she's in that situation. She's come into play more, and we've learned more about her, and that whole situation is hilarious. Like, learning her backstory and how she ends up treating Jahy now. And now the Demon Lord is involved, so it's getting even better and better. Like, when it started, it looked really interesting and it looked really funny to me personally, and that's why I picked it up, and it turned out to be even funnier than I thought. Like, when it started, I was like, oh, maybe it's not going to be that great, and then it picked back up. So I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it did do really good. I like the fact that Jahy is now kind of, she's getting a break. Yeah, at least it seems like she's getting a break. Like, things are probably going to go back to normal, but I don't know. We'll see. Especially now with the Demon Lord in play. And she seems to be even more careless and just nonchalantly, like, existing. Like, who knows what's going to happen.
She's like that little pink-haired girl. She's also a dragon. The dragon from the Black Dungeon company.
Like that girl?
She reminds me of her. They're just there and just eating
all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like great.
They're cute.
Like they're characters in the universe, like for what they stand for and what people believe in them about. It's like they're great characters. They're strong. Some of them they're supposed to be scary, and yet they're these little loony characters.
Yeah. Zeke says it was cute, but not exceptional. Yeah. Like, it's not gonna win any awards.
Yeah,
for sure. But it's funny. Like, I feel we don't watch Dragon Maid, but I feel like it's kind of that kind of vibe, maybe a little bit.
I do want to watch it. Don't hold it against
Not
us.
Exactly. Yeah. There's nothing against it either. Like, it's one of those that I feel like, dang, I missed out.
It was a
missed
opportunity. Because
now it's so far in that it's like, I don't have time right now. But maybe one day we'll catch up with it. All right, and so now that's it for stuff that has come from the previous season, that continued from the previous season.
Yes.
Now we're going to start with actual fall anime. And once again, Fonzy will start with Banished.
So we got the Banished Hero.
Banished from the
Hero's Party.
I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside.
I could have said it, but yeah.
No, you were tripping all over your words.
It's this long titles. Like, why? Anywho. It's a great show. Me and Zeke actually covered this in the manga podcast, so that was a lot of fun when we did it. It's nice, It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like, when you hear something like that, I thought it was going to be a little more comedic. I thought there was going to be a lot of shenanigans happening and whatnot, but it's genuinely about this guy just wanting to chill now, since he's been banished wrongly in a sense. Like He's like, okay, well, I'm going to go to the countryside then. I'm like, why the heck not? And he's actually doing what he's doing. The show is giving us what we would have imagined. And then this last few episodes, or like 2 or the most recent episode, we now see a wonderful romantic relationship happening between Rit and him.
Red.
Red
and Rit.
Red and Rit.
Red
Yeah.
and Rit.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying like Rhett and Link or something like that.
Yeah,
From
right. Me
Mythical
too.
Morris.
It does remind me of that as well.
But anywho, so you have this wonderful just romance bubbling up, and you know when you're not being given the runaround. Let's just put it that way. Like they were being straight. They're honest and straightforward with their love, and they committed to it. They already had the first kiss. You know, they told each other how they feel, and I was like, how hard is it to actually do that in anime? Like. That's what I want for. I want more of that. To tell you the truth, I want more of that. But yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's getting even better and better and better. I also expected you know what I expected? Something like the witch, the slime, the 300 slimes. I've been killing slimes for 300 years. That's what I expected, kind of, with this show, except with a male character in it instead of all girls. And yeah, no, not at all. And then it started, when we started seeing what it was, it's like, oh, it's going to be just regular action adventure, you know, half, a little bit slice of life, something's going to be there, okay. And then this romance starts sparking between them, and it's so cool because you get to see this, like, oh, yeah, well, I liked you the whole time, and, like, this was happening. And, like, they're just kind of confessing to each other like you would in a normal situation. Not in normal anime. So it's like, yeah, exactly. Like Fonzy said, it's like, how hard was that? Was that very hard? It wasn't, right? So we like it, and we want to see more of that.
Yes.
For sure.
I do agree. They do a good job of recreating the job of a hero being a curse and a burden. Yeah,
that's really cool.
You know, that's one point that I like that they're delving on now, and you were getting to find out a little more about the sister and how she's like the hero and how she became to be and why she has to like stick with these decisions in her life as a hero, and how she couldn't, you know, take care of her brother. Mm-hmm.
And why they had to lie to her and get rid of him.
That too. That's like, a little mystery as well.
Why her party is lying to her and banish this guy, Red, or Gideon is his real name. And we don't know, and that's like a big mystery that's really interesting. But it is really interesting to find out about the hero and what it entails to be the hero in this world, in this reality. World, yeah. It's crazy. Like, it is. She can't die. She doesn't need sleep. She doesn't need to eat. But she also seems to have no emotions, except for the love for her brother and the need for her brother. But she seems to have like no. And then she's been like this since she was little. Since she was little, yeah, that's crazy. Like she was tasked with this burden, I guess. From birth, I guess. From birth, it's what it seems like at first. Crazy. But yeah, it is really interesting. It's intriguing, and we will definitely keep watching it. Absolutely. Zeke says, Rit and Red are too cute. Yes, they are. Yes. And that he loves the novels, and the anime isn't bad either. Oh, good. I'm glad they're doing a good job. He says they're doing a good job with recreation of the job of a hero being a person. Oh, that's what you read, the last one.
I just read the last one, yeah.
Oh, okay. So those are the other ones that we had missed before that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Agreed.
Okay, so next up.
The next one we have is...
Blue Period. Blue Period is great. I am really enjoying it. I also wasn't expecting what it is. I was expecting a more lighthearted school club comedy type anime, even though it never says anywhere that it was going to be a comedy. I don't know where I got the idea that it was going to be a comedy. But it just seemed more lighthearted, I guess, in the what I saw. The cover art too. Maybe it's like, you know, bright and like smiley and whatever, but it's not. It's like very dramatic, and I really like all the topics that they're bringing up and tackling, like just the fact that this boy Yatora doesn't know what to do with his life, and then when he discovers the one thing, like every anime that's about this, right? But they're doing it in a different way. Like the way that it's approached it seems different. Like it's they have more freedom, and that's something that, you know, you don't really see in the Japanese culture, because like you're always getting kind of pressured from your parents to do certain things. Yeah. And this shows you don't really see the parents at all. Yeah. It's all the kid and their ambitions and what they want to do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for example, in the freedom situation is his friend Ryuji, who is now Yuka-chan, who is a trans character.
Yeah.
Super well developed, well introduced, and Yatora is very rude and very horrible to her, and not in the way that most anime is like, oh, it's cringy to see that they're doing it and it's part of it and it's normal. But in this case, it's to prove a point because Yatora is a jerk. Like, he's an asshole. He does things, he dead names her, he does all these horrible things. And as he's learning about life and art and what it means to live and be a person and all this, it's like, oh man, he said in a recent episode, it's like, oh, was I kind of an asshole? Like, basically is what he realized. Is like, oh wait, was that bad? Mm-hmm. Dang. So he's realizing, he's getting all this insight in himself. It's a great drama. It's really good.
I like it a lot. I love the artisticness.
The art is so pretty. The style and everything.
Yeah. Trying to find your niche, yourself, your style and everything. I like that a lot. That's really great.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
And there's a really great variety of different types of characters. It's just... yeah, great. Like, I'm going through them to see if I can think of something else that I wanted to say about them. But just in general, the character's really well written, really well developed. The story's well written. It's interesting. And, yeah, if you like dramas and art, especially if you like art, check it out. It's really cool.
Definitely check it out. I think it's great. I think it's really cool. All right, so the next one we have... Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut.
That is a really interesting show. Just from the beginning when we first heard about it, it's like, oh, vampire astronaut? Yes, I'm there. But it's very serious. Like, it's definitely a serious show. Like, this is definitely a drama, I like how it's set in a different time / universe where... like, if things had been different, like, if during the space race we had vampires among humans, what would have happened? And basically the premise is Russia, well, a lot of countries, but Russia definitely sent animals, right, to space in their experiments. And so the point here in the show is they treat vampires like animals, or less than. They're disposable. They're lab rats, basically.
They made a point in one part of the series when they sent a rocket into space, or a shuttle, whatever, but filled with dogs, and like it ended up exploding.
Well, they blow it up to save their
and that's what we recently
knowledge.
Find out. And so it's like
because we don't want other countries to find our knowledge, so
they just
blow it
all up and everything in it.
And that's the plan with Irina too. So like she's training to go to space. And she knows what they've done to these other experiments, but she wants to go to space. And she's like, maybe if I do well enough, they won't destroy me. And, it's just so hard, and it's heavy. And
doesn't seem like that's what's going to happen, that's for sure.
It doesn't. And everyone keeps treating her like that, except for the one boy that, Lev, her supervisor, trainer, whoever's in charge of her. I like them together. I love that he wants to help her and do things for her. He just sacrificed his freaking career.
That's true.
Basically, it seems like it. Maybe. I mean, maybe things won't be as bad as they look like they are, but...
that's true.
It looks like he's willing to. He also wants to go to space. That's all he wants in the world, and for her to help her out because he sees how unfair everything is, it's like he's willing to sacrifice it. It's so good. It's a really good. Again, nice. Well written. Great character development. Some of the freaking Russians make you hate them. That scientist, the scientist is the
doing
worst.
The G-force trials and everything.
Most hated character this season has to be that guy. Like
that doctor can go straight to hell.
But yeah, watch it. Definitely really good. Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut.
Yes,
it's great.
Okay, so the next one we have is
Komi.
It's mine.
Yeah.
So we have Komi can't communicate, and I have to say this is such a delight. I really like this show a lot. I didn't think... I mean, I can't even remember the last time that I really kind of gushed over a character as cute as Komi is.
He goes like that.
Because,
he goes,
like, just, I'm watching and, like, just seeing her situations that she's going through and everything. I'm always, like slowly, like, coming up like this, and I'm just like... because she's really sweet, she's cute, and like when we were introduced to her mom, man, her mom is sweet too and everything. That's like, it's a trifecta of cuteness. So I like it a lot. But overall, the story is great. I like the concept of a schoolmate helping out another schoolmate to come out of their shell.
Yeah.
To be more open, especially when people are making assumptions and they're not correct, obviously. And it's albeit something that it seems pretty realistic because she's a popular girl because she's beautiful.
And
but
she's a quiet type.
Cool, quiet type. And people are fooling themselves, basically. And then you have her and you get to see her and she's just this sweet, innocent, extremely, insecure and not self-confident and socializing, which is her dream. And oh man,
the fact that she wants to be,
that's like, yeah, it's like her dream.
Have friends is amazing.
It's amazing. I like it a lot.
So sweet.
I really like it a lot.
So sweet. And just as an interesting side note on this show also has trans character or gender fluid. I'm not sure because Najimi Osana switches from.
That's right.
They go from one to the other, to the other, to the other. So that's really good. Also, it's another thing that we're embracing, not only the social anxiety that this show is showing, I guess, educating people on, because maybe seeing it in anime form will make people understand what it's like to be like that, to have some sort of social anxiety or some sort of issue that doesn't allow you to communicate or be normal in society, So it's really cool. This show, the way they're approaching it is great, and they're adding all these other characters that also have trouble in society right now, like for example gender fluid people or trans people or all these things. So it's really cool that they're bringing it all together and in such a lighthearted, sweet, positive way. Love it. Komi-san is awesome. Love it.
Komi-san is great. I can't get enough of that show.
Zeke says very good. Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it is very.
It's a really good show.
Definitely one of our top, I think, for both of us this season.
Okay.
I forgot to mark my top 5. Okay, go on.
Oh, did we? Oh, you know what? We were in a rush. Forgot to do the top 5.
Yeah. Oh, I can do it. You usually do it off the top of your head. I'm marking as we go, so I'll be ready by the end.
I need that image, right?
Huh?
I forgot that image.
Oh.
I can get that. I can download that image and show it really quick. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay. Anyway.
All right, the next one
Next is Mieruko-chan. And it's me. That's me.
Yes.
Mieruko-chan. Oh my god, this show is it's a lot of things.
It's great.
It's great. Great is one of them because it is funny, because just the situations that this girl finds herself in, especially at the beginning, they're really funny. But then it gets really disturbing at times, like just seeing this poor girl turning around or wanting to grab something and seeing like the most almost Junji Ito-like monsters.
Yes.
Like, imagine you see Junji Ito characters all the time around you, this close, asking you if you can see them, breathing on you, and she somehow is able to act like she can't see them and just like keep her cool. Like, how does she not scream or react or anything? It's crazy, and it's driving her crazy. And it's really good. It's disturbing, it's cringy, it's crazy, it's creepy, and it's funny, and it's a really good show. And now when we're discovering more characters, so now we know her friend also has a strong power like her, but it looks like it's the opposite, but she doesn't know. So she's more like a purifier.
Yeah. She's a pure soul,
stuff.
And she can ward off these spirits and stuff. But that's
and
what
that
they're giving this to us in small doses. In a sense, but
so it's exciting.
I really like it a lot.
It's really good.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's pretty trippy. Just like
it's
Liz was saying, if you were to kind of imagine yourself in the shoes of Mieruko.
Poor girl.
But so now you got her that can see these spirits, and then you have that little girl that's just miraculously goes to the same school too, pink.
Oh, that new girl, with the blonde hair. And
she can see
hair.
him, although she can't see him as strong as Mieruko. So
yeah, she sees him like.
So she sees like
faded.
Maybe like a certain level of spirits.
Yuria.
Yuria, but Mieruko can see like.
Miko can see them like clear, to the point that she's starting to have a hard time telling which ones are real people and which ones are ghosts or monsters.
Yeah, like the encounter that we had with the
little lady,
the little woman on the stairs. But
she's
then,
like, oh, it's touching me. It's like, oh, this is a real person.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't tell them apart anymore.
But now it's seeming like she's realizing that maybe she has like some sort of purpose in life, and she's gonna be
that she can
exorcist,
do good
but
from
in a
it.
positive way. You know, like allowing these spirits to continue their purpose so that they can move on. And she's helping with that, so I like it a lot.
Yeah, like it seems like she's realized, I can do some good. It's not just terrifying me. I can do some good. And now she knows that blonde girl, what was her name again? Yuria, that she can exercise. I mean, not the ones that Miko sees necessarily, but she can do smaller ones because she's training to be something or other.
Yeah, but then she had the beads, power. So obviously the same thing happened to her.
And the beads snapped because those monsters that Miko sees are too powerful.
Uber powerful.
But maybe they'll get together and start doing stuff, and that'll be cool. If you've read the manga, obviously you know what happens next, but we don't. So that's exciting. If that's what happens, that's cool. If not,
I think I only read the first volume, and it was pretty good. The art was nice. You should check out the manga review on the website. Yeah, we do.
We do have a manga review.
Most of the series that we're actually talking about, we already have like a review. If there's a manga source, source material, we've got a review.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we do. Like the Banished from the Hero's Party. We have a review of that.
Komi Can Communicate, we have that too.
Komi Can Communicate, we have that. So check them out. Go to the website. We got them there.
Yeah, just search the title and see what we have. We have plenty of stuff on a lot of things.
Plenty. Okay, so now let's go on to the next one, which is...
that's you.
This one's me. Mushoku Tensei. So now Mushoku Tensei, second season. This
is getting crazy, huh?
This was nice. It's getting crazy. The biggest takeaway that I can get out of this show right now, from its continuation from the previous events that we've been seeing, is that you got Rudis. He really wants to help out as much as possible, and he's doing it in an extremely naive way, from what we learned. Now, this is the biggest takeaway that I'm getting from it, and I'm sure a lot of people too, is that like that whole event that happened that transported him from his current setting, I guess. Really, I don't even say it's not even a different world or dimension, because that's like I thought was happening. He was just like transported to another area in the same planet, and
like teleport. It was just like
a
teleportation, and everyone just
crazy magic teleportation. Something happened and everything, but then at the same time, we were led on to believe that it was just him in that one specific area, but we find out it's the whole like
his town,
village, town, and beyond a little bit too, from what they were saying and describing, like his
it affected a large area, his mom,
and stuff,
his
and
sisters, sister and half sister,
and so when we see this, and his dad, they run into each other, and his dad's the one that's telling him like, what the hell, like, where have you been? Have you just been having fun while all of us are
everyone's dead or something,
dead, and we're going through like torment to try and find them and stuff like that. So it just it got real, like really quick.
Really real, really quick.
Yeah, it got real fast. So I already like the way the show is progressing.
Yeah,
I like that we now have a whole new plot going on. So now there are 2 story plots that we are following, and it's really nice. It's intense. It's definitely not something that's lighthearted. It's real.
It's definitely serious. Yeah,
serious.
It's nice.
I like it a lot though.
Zeke says that this is still one of the most complex isekai. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, definitely. It's really good. When it first started, I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a pretty complex isekai. Other than what, like Log Horizon had a complex one. Apparently, like you thought you were in a world this whole time, and you ended up being in a game. And it's like, so that's kind of like a trippy situation. Yeah. But yeah, Mushoku Tensei season 2.
Good. It's getting even better.
It's getting good.
If you didn't watch the first season,
catch up.
Suggest you catch up and continue watching it. It's really good.
It's so good.
It's not your average isekai, for sure.
All right, so now we got the next one that we're going to be coming up, and then that is a wonderful one. My
senpai is annoying. Is great. It is so good. I really like this one a lot. Okay.
let me set up that image really quick.
Oh, while I talk about this one? Okay, yeah.
Really
yeah, this is really, really good. I really love the dynamic between, the senpai and the kohai. But I like that it's the backwards, obviously, I mean, we knew this from the beginning, from when they pitched it to us, right? It's like, we knew it was kind of like what's her name? The Jakuchara or Usaki-chan or whatever, but flipped, right? So the annoying one is the guy, but he's not chasing her necessarily. He's just like, he likes to mess with her. And it's adorable. Like, their interactions are super cute. The grandfather is hilarious.
The grandfather's
really, really funny. I like that there are other relationships in the office too. Like, I just feel like the dynamics are relatively believable too, like the way that they act and everything. It's like, they're trying to deny, like, she is trying to deny. Futaba is like, no, you stay away from me, this and that. But she obviously likes her senpai. And her senpai likes to protect her and stuff, but obviously he kind of is attracted to her a little bit, maybe. Cares enough to compete with her grandfather in one of the most hilarious episodes, probably the funniest episode so far. It's the grandfather episode. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's really good.
Okay, here, I'm coming back. Sorry.
And Igarashi is, I like I love that kind of character. Oh, yes, I was gonna suggest we did that.
I noticed it was a little foggy. Sorry.
Yeah, it is a little foggy. Sorry if it's foggy.
Okay, there, that's better.
But yes, I really love the way that the characters are developed. I like that Futaba is weary of her senpai and kind of like, no, get away, but not in that way that they normally would be, exaggerated and childish.
Like you're dealing with a rapist or something.
Yeah, like she looks like a child, but she doesn't act like one. So that's really nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah, their dynamics are definitely more mature, more grown up. So that's nice. And I like the relationship. I like Toko, the coworker, the girl that everyone wants.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody can get. And then, like, the really quiet guy, Sota, is like, hey, so you want to go out? She's like, yeah. Finally, it's like, I love that couple,
That's
too.
a nice little relationship happening in the background.
Yeah, and I like that. I like shows like this. Like Horimiya, too. It's like you have your main couple, and this is the main point of the show. But then you have these other couples that also have really nice dynamics and have their own backgrounds and have their personalities, and it's really cool. So I like that about this show, and I like that it's in an adult setting. The fact that it's not in a school is nice. I guess college ones are nice too. Like Usaki-chan was in college, and it's kind of like a similar mentality because she's 23 and she's the youngest. I also think her best friend Natsumi kind of has a thing for her, but that's just me. I want to place bets. Do you want to place bets?
You know what? Yeah. No, yeah.
Right?
I can totally see that.
I think she's just kind of like waiting to see what happens with the.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. But trust me, mark my words right now, Natsumi is definitely going to stand up for her senpai. Or no, they're not your kohai. For the girl.
Harumi?
For Harumi. Or, Futaba.
Futaba's going to stand up for...
No, Natsumi. The girl that likes it. That's her friend, right? Natsumi?
Oh, yes, Natsumi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. I thought I was saying it wrong. No, her friend Natsumi is going to stand up for her at some point because like she hasn't really met her coworkers or even
she hasn't
and stuff. So like something's going to happen, just like with the grandfather, that whole little thing. And then I like the running gag with her being a child next to her senpai, and everyone always getting confused. And it's like, it's the father and daughter, and she's just there like, getting all upset.
It's really cute.
It's very cute. I like it a lot.
It's funny and cute and relatively mature.
It's super funny though. I like that. I like that gag. That's so funny. Okay, so now we got the next one that is coming up right now.
Yes.
And that is Platinum Endo. Platinum Endo. All right, so this one is a good one. So far, I like it a lot. The premise behind it was interesting. I didn't know what to think about it at first. Obviously, it's turning into like a death game type. Now.
It's kind of like Death Note. No, it's not.
Well, no, not like Death Note. No,
I mean,
no. But it's really interesting. I like the influence of the angels and the whole concept of the angels choosing a candidate so that candidate can turn into.
They don't choose it.
God,
they were assigned.
They were assigned it, but didn't that one angel
assigned.
chose? She clearly said like, I chose you because like I thought you were gonna be better and do this.
No,
and
they
all
get
that stuff.
assigned.
They get assigned.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, you're my human. I gotta help you get to the thing.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zeke.
Or anyone.
Or anyone if someone else is there as well. But
okay.
I'm pretty sure that they got assigned their angels.
Okay, so they got assigned it, but I like the whole concept, and then that whole Mieruko-chan guy.
Oh, did they choose him? You're right.
See, that's the thing. I think they did choose actually.
When they see them, you've lost all will to live. I choose you for my project.
He was gonna kill himself.
That's right.
He was jumping off the building and everything,
Right.
and then she went and grabbed him. So they choose, and then yes, this whole candidate thing. But it was really good. I like it a lot. The high takes that I can get out of this is that the writing's really done very well. The mystery behind it, where you're trying to figure out how many god candidates are out there and that are still alive.
12? 9?
Who are,
I forget.
I think it was like 12. Yeah.
12,
I think it was
right?
like 12. And how Mieruko-chan guy is, or Metropolisman or whatever the heck his name.
Yeah, Metropoliman.
Yeah, he's a bastard. Obviously, he's got his own ulterior motives that he's using, and it's really interesting. Actually,
It is
I like
really
it a lot. The design's really nice too, especially with the angels. How each angel has a specific design, but always white with some sort of like a gold trim going around their face or something like that.
Or like their
like
decorations
decor.
or something are gold, and then they're either like they do have what's it called, like defining gender, differences, but they're still, some of them are still very stylized and very androgynous and really cool, and then there are others that are like the bad guys. She's really sexy, they even say, but she looks like an archangel.
Yeah, she
has wings coming out
crazy.
Of places where like what? How? What?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's a really cool
the whole
design.
feather thing with the hair,
right in her head,
and then it's split in the middle.
It's really cool, but the designs are really cool for the angels.
Yes.
I'm confused as to why they chose to go with like the Kusatsu kind of like Mecha Power Ranger. Thing. Not sure.
Zeke actually does mention that he gets the show. It's just why the god candidates have to be in a mech.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
So I don't understand that either.
It clashes with everything else.
It kind of does. Because, we already have characters who have wings. And they're not even, the true god candidates, even sometimes. They're just granted the powers from the actual god candidates. But, yeah, no, I agree.
There's no need for a mech.
There's no need for a suit. I guess they're just doing it, aesthetically pleasing to those, to try and get, more of a
reach
genre.
For other people.
Reach out to other genres of crowds and people.
I guess.
That's what I can get out of it.
The suits for the candidates look like Guyver rejects. Yeah, and they're not even cool. They're not even cool.
Yeah, they're okay.
Kinda, they're meh.
They're okay.
Standard,
they're just the
standard issue mech. It's kind of lame. Meh. But overall, though, the show's really good. I like the premise. I think it is a little Death Note-y in the sense of how it shows you the worst parts of humanity and how having to fix the worst parts of humanity kind of needs or requires killing someone or doing something that's bad also. So it's kind of cool. It puts all these people under these situations. Our main character, Mirai, is a freaking saint apparently, because he's like, I can't hate and I can't hurt and I can't kill. And it's now he has all this power. Obviously, spoiler alert, they've already telegraphed that he's obviously the best god candidate because he has a godly personality. So they already kind of sold it. We already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just we're gonna watch how it's gonna happen, basically.
But
it's fun.
I'm more down for the scenarios of what's gonna happen.
I'm enjoying it to see how it's gonna happen, but they've made it pretty clear that that's what's gonna happen.
Yes.
But there's a crazy twist at the end, and then he dies.
Hey,
nobody expected L to die halfway through Death Note.
That's very true. That is very true.
So,
there can be a lot of twists and turns.
A lot can happen.
So I'm kind of waiting for that. We'll see what happens. All right, so the next one we have is Osama ranking of kings. Oh man.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Whose is this?
Get ready to cry.
Is this mine? Anime of the year, right heard it from me. This is anime of the year. I mean, may not be on Crunchyroll, I'm not too sure, or any other website, but for us, honeys,
of course it is.
At
That's
least
why
for
we're
me,
watching it.
it's great. It's moving, it's touching, has a great storyline. I love the whole deaf mute character that. I mean, if you were blind, then dang, it would have been crazy.
Oh my
but
God,
I don't know how that would have worked. But it's really good. Boji is the number one protagonist
of the year.
Of the year as well. He's great. He's perfect. He's like the best king candidate ever. And everything, not so much for his brother, although his brother still has a lot of morals and prideness that he's following, which keeps him in check. It's not necessarily making him into a complete bad guy or anything like that, but it's kind of like that whole Jedi thing. It's like, oh yeah, you're a Jedi, you have the light, but we sense darkness in you, and if you let that fester and build up, then that's it, you're done. And that's kind of how I get like with his brother in some small sense.
And like he's like at the edge, like he's about to go into the dark side any second.
He's about to bring dishonor to his father's name as a king.
Can see that.
And then his father's a giant.
God, that last thing that happened was just like
that last thing that happened and everything, just like the
a ritual to give him his father's power.
That was like
we're not gonna go into detail into it, but if you watch it.
That and then the betrayal that happens in the show too. This is a feels show. It's not necessarily feels good, but it's
you'll feel things.
It's a great show. I highly recommend this one. If
you don't cry, you'll want to at least at some point. Yeah,
it's so good. And I love the bromance going on between Boji and the
little shadow
spirit.
Kage.
Is it Kage?
Kage.
Yeah, Kage. I love that. Like those two guys.
They're best friends.
They're great.
Like Kage he's amazing. Like so much he's done for him.
And his backstory.
And he was a bad guy for terrible reasons too.
Man.
Like these poor characters.
Poor kid. And they're all kids. That's the point. They're all kids and they've already gone through so much. Yeah, because
even Kage, they mentioned it's like, it's a young one of them. Kage's not old either. Like he's also kind of young. Mm-hmm. So even you can't tell because he's a blob, but he's supposed to be young as well. And then the art might be the art reminds me of the Sword in the Stone.
Oh yeah, kind of.
But also like the Sword in the Stone crossed with anime from the same era.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind
definitely
of very old school,
feel,
very Ghibli. The kappa mouth, I'm gonna be honest, I hate that. It really bothers me. But I can get past it because of that. But it makes you don't expect what the show is from just looking at the art and even looking at the trailer and how it looks. You don't expect it to just shatter your entire emotions and drag your heart through coals for these characters. And we're only halfway through the show. It's only 12 episodes, right?
I think so.
But yeah, it's amazing.
Unless it's 24.
Very recommendable. I don't think it's 24. I don't think they would.
I'm here to the very end.
But yeah, if it is, we'll definitely
Osama
watch
ranking.
it.
Oof, so good.
Watch it. One of the favorites for sure.
All right.
Go on.
Okay, so the next one we have for you guys is Sakugan, or what was it, the Japanese in the beginning? They were calling it Sacks and Guns.
Sacks and Guns, and then they changed it to just Sakugan.
I don't know why Sacks and Guns, but.
What's sacks? Like I get the guns, I see the gun, but are they sacking anything? Like I don't see them sacking anything.
I mean,
they
know they were kind of poor or something, and I mean, I don't know if that was any relation to it, but anywho, I digress.
Anyway.
Sakugan.
Anyway. Oh, it's mine.
Yes.
Oh, Sakugan's mine. Oh, this is great. I really am liking the just the relationship between Memempu and
Gagamba.
Gagamba.
Memempu.
Their names, oh my god.
Goofy names.
They're goofy.
And then both of them together are pretty goofy characters.
It's such a great duo. Like a comedic duo. It's like you have the one smart character, which obviously is the little girl, Memempu, and then the kind of musclehead, not so bright, but heart of gold guy.
Gagamba.
And that's Gagamba, and so they're great. Their names are ridiculous, but they're strong and gives us a lot of like decadence vibes and a lot
Made
of
in Abyss.
Made in Abyss
Get the Made in
vibes.
Abyss
It's a
vibes
little
from it, too.
more lighthearted than Made in Abyss for sure. There's way more comedy and it's a lot
Definitely.
more lighthearted than Made in Abyss, but it has a similar kind of overall plot, I guess.
Yeah, like dungeon crawling kind of type thing.
And then what was the one that I insisted reminds me of is
Dimension
W. It reminds me of that a little bit.
Yeah, kinda.
Because you also have like the older kind of guy, except he's like a grump, and he's the smart one. And then the little girl, she's just like lighthearted, but she's kind of a ditz. So it's a little switched in that sense. But they're out in sci-fi-ville. They're involved with things that are illegal or dangerous, like there are monsters. Or, like it's cool. It's fun. It's very entertaining. I love the way the characters are just being developed as well. The
character development is really good in the show in Sakugan.
Yeah, and the art is great too. I love the designs for the characters or their outfits, the mechs that they use. The monsters are pretty cool. So it's just overall, it's a really fun sci-fi, and just the dad and daughter dynamic is different than other duos, I think, and it gives it a different type of comedy and different jokes, different things. So it's kind of
the father-daughter duo sense is kind of like you have kind of best friends that they're supposed to be relatives, but they're kind of more like friends. Yeah. Because one's always getting on the other's ass about one thing, and then vice versa. So yeah, it's kind of like a dysfunctional parenting.
It's like a buddy show, but they're father and daughter.
But it's good. It's good. Nice. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Zeke says, not bad. It's a pretty good adventure show. It gets off to a great start. Yeah, it's good. Great so far. Great so far.
Yeah, it's off to a really good start. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen later on. Yeah, very curious. All right, so the next one we got. Selection Project.
I'm going to be honest about this one. I wanted to check it out because when I first saw it announced and I saw the trailers and I was like, oh my god, it's like American Idol, but it's an anime.
Oh yeah, with the ranking, because social media
it's a reality show. Yeah. Like it's basically an anime about a reality show, and it's basically a reality show, a talent reality show for idols. But it's an anime, and I wanted to see how they were gonna do that because in the trailer they showed their circles when they have talk circles, and obviously this is being streamed or shown or recorded or something for the fans, and they have the interactions between them, this and that, and then the fans vote for them and all this, and I was like, that sounds really interesting because I don't care for this stuff in real life. We don't watch those shows in real life, but I was really curious to see how they did this in an anime to make it interesting. I mean, the art and the animation are gorgeous. So I knew that was going to be the case, but I was like, but plot-wise, how are you going to hook us in? And I thought we were just going to watch 3 episodes, and I was going to be like, okay, all right, I get it, bye. And just stop watching it, but no, it's actually, I am enjoying it. I am actually enjoying it. The drama is interesting, the dynamics are interesting, the situations that the girls find themselves in and why they want to do things or not want to do things, the way that they're dealing with their fandoms or their weaknesses or self-consciousness and all this stuff. It's really good. It's not just cute girls doing cute things, now let's spend all the money on the CG for the dancing and that's it. They did, don't get me wrong, the dancing, oh my god, the performances are gorgeous
for the contest. The CG was good.
But everything else is really good too. I'm really enjoying it. It's cute, it's interesting, it's drama, it's different. Just because of the reality show approach to it is kind of cool.
And there's this weird, there's going to be this weird explanation or something, because you have that host, the guy that's wearing
the panda guy?
The panda outfit and everything. Person? Or guy, but girl. So it might be a new trans character that we're going to introduce.
I think it might be,
we'll see what happens.
Sumi Panda?
Because at least from the introduction that they were giving to one specific character and how this panda host guy, or person, reacted, you're kind of led to believe that this was what the connection is. But this person was talking about how something happened and they had to step in last minute, and it's something that he didn't want to do. He was like, this is horrible, I don't want to be here doing this, but it is what it is. I'm called in, and then at the same time while they're doing all these competitions, it seems to be getting more and more cutthroat. And it was immediately after like we started hearing about that, because now like what all the girls are doing it. All the girls are doing it. All the girls are passing, and then now you got this host saying like, well, guess what? Only 7 of the 9 can go to the next stage, but you know. You would think it's a competition, but it's not even. There are 9 of us, says one of the girls, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna vote. So you guys had to vote who's going. Like, it's like, so now it turned into like this crazy. We just became best friends. Yeah, they all just became best friends, and now they're all on the Weakest Link show. Yeah, basically. So but that's how reality shows are, and so that's what's really cool about it. That's what's really cool, and that's what I wanted to see, is how they were going to make it interesting. And they did pretty good. And they introducing did. That. It's cool. I just hope it's not like some red herring where it's going to be something they introduce, but they'll never delve on it. No, they will, because it turns out that this panda person, Sumi Panda, the mascot, used to be an idol, an Enka idol back in the day. Oh, that's right. That's right. And then, but there has been now, and but it looks like they want to do something. Like there's something planned that hasn't been mentioned regarding them. Maybe taking the mask off, because so far it's like they just lift the mask and drink, and it's like you never see their face. Like that person could have been somewhere. Maybe we've seen them already, but we don't realize it's the same person. You know, like we don't know what they're doing. This was all just barely introduced too. So yeah, this just happened. So yeah, really we got to keep watching. If you like idol shows, you're probably watching it anyway. So I'm sure you're enjoying it. Nice. Let us know. Overall, it's really good. Even if you don't watch idol shows. This one's really cool. It's really interesting. That's because it's a little different. All right, next. Next one. The next one we got is Takt. This one's me. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. This one's got like, you know, the duo mix, and I really like it a lot, especially the male-female duo mix that they have going on, because that's always a really good thing to have, like a... One counters the other, one fixes the other, one helps the other. It's always a good combination. But you have this girl, she's human, but apparently she's like, what, brainwashed or something? No, they awaken. They're born with something in them. But it's trippy how that whole concept is. And then it's even trippier on how she can get these powers from, you know, like some sort of... commitment and understanding between her and her host, I guess you can say, her composer, yeah, and stuff. And then, of course, you know, it being in a world where music's kind of like outlawed and all that stuff. They're called. The girls that awaken like that, they're called music arts. Music arts. Oh, that's right, music arts. And they draw their strength from music, but they're regular women, and then suddenly like this awakens in them, and now they're able to do this. So that whole idea is nice. It's very familiar. I can't quite. Yeah. There's a couple of shows that are on the tip of my tongue that I just can't quite figure out what it is, but I do like the approach and the concept that they have with everything. Well, we have a 6 anime like Takt Op Destiny coming up in the next week or so. True. So keep an eye out for that. We did decide on that list, right? Or yes. Is that? Or we've seen it a couple. I mean, just a couple that I can mention. It's like maybe Listeners is a really close one. Yeah, it's almost kind of like Listeners. That I can think of just off the top of my head. I mean, it almost kind of reminds me of what was that Kyokai Senki or something like that? That one with the. Oh, yeah, I think that's Kyokai Senki. I think that's one of the pigs on the list. With the little girl that had to sacrifice her leg and her eye or something like that. Kyoko Sweetie. Kyoko Sweetie. There you go, that one. Kyoko Sweetie. So it has Inspector. The Inspector, yeah. Inspector in English. So it has that kind of duo. That's what I kind of like. That's the dynamic. That's the dynamic that I'm going for, that I keep thinking in the back of my head. So it's kind of like that. You get that feel. Except it's music. But it's music. And it's nice. Yeah. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. The art's great. The whole concept of like the society that they're now living in. You went into Speakeasy in one of the most recent episodes, and you rediscover music again in this world, and how this one town is basically working together. Oh yeah, they have they're in the Speakeasy town. Yeah, like a music speakeasy. They're just working together to keep their interests and their lives still going. Happy. Yeah. And it's really cool. Yeah, I like that they did that. I like it. It's really cool. Zeke says, amazing. The best action anime scenes coming only second to Ufotable. Ufotable, right? It's Ufotable. Oh. UFO table.
It says UFO table, but it's supposed to be ufotable. We know what you meant.
There's a space.
Ufotable. Yeah. It's really well animated. It's beautiful. The designs of the music arts are really cool. Now again, this is the point where you start learning about the characters, and now we've learned a lot of the history of the main guy.
The halfway point, yeah. And
Takt,
his father.
Takt.
Yeah,
His
and how his father apparently was
was
both hated and loved in the situation with the calamity that happened that outlawed music or just whatever exactly happened. His father ended up being some sort of an influence or to the whole dynamic. Yeah, but it's a good. I like it a lot. I would recommend watching this.
Same.
It's very nice.
Agreed.
Very nice.
Agreed.
Okay, so the next one we have
is you too.
Is the fruit of evolution.
What do you have to say about this? You don't care for it?
I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about it just yet, but of course, that's why we're doing these animes so far.
Yeah, we're halfway.
We're halfway. I think a little more needs to develop and open the story a little more, because I'm liking it. It's interesting, especially with that girl, and she turns into a monkey, and
the gorilla,
or the gorilla girl, yeah, or the gorilla that turns into a woman.
Yeah,
because that's how we were introduced.
And that's how it works. Yeah.
So that whole concept is really interesting, and then also how the main character, the guy, he's a kid, and he can also transform into an adult.
Well, he became. It's because when they eat this fruit, they evolve to a better version of themselves, which in the gorilla's case was eventually turning into a human. And for the main character, Seiichi, he went from being an overweight, ugly teenager into older, because he looks older. He's taller, he's stronger, he's more attractive even physically. He just became a better version of himself, But, taller, stronger, prettier.
And so it's interesting that a series like this came about.
It's interesting.
It doesn't seem as exciting, to tell you the truth, because it's oh yeah, my life was kind of and then all of a sudden...
It's a harem.
It's great. So that's just basically...
It's basically a harem, because especially with this last episode, it's basically girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
in fantasy. It's okay, the gorilla loves him, okay. And then now this other chick, Altria, comes into the picture. I love you too! And then the same thing, girlfriend. He's oh no, but this and that. And the girl, Sadia, the gorilla girl herself, is no, please accept her. We can all live here and have a threesome. That's totally fine. It's oh, middle school fantasy. Okay, all right, we get it.
Yeah,
and so that's kind of if it turns out to just be that, it'll be kind of like a letdown. But if something more interesting happens, cool.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, other than that, we're just gonna have to watch a little more and see exactly what's gonna happen, because it's average.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, if you like fan service and harem and you're just in it for the oppai and the threesomes,
give it a
then
whirl.
Go for it. For sure, you'll probably like it.
You'll probably like it. But
I find this funny. So
it's pretty funny.
It's funny.
There are some funny situations
funny.
too. It's really good.
But again, it's not excellent or out of the ordinary or anything. It's it's funny, but it's sorry.
Yeah, it's not wowing us.
It's not wowing.
For sure, it's not.
It's okay. We haven't dropped it, so
Yeah, exactly.
That's a pro.
That is a pro right there. All right, so the next one we have is
The Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window.
This one is a pretty good show, believe it or not.
This one. Okay. Yeah.
In the beginning, because it's tagged as a BL and everything, right?
Yeah.
I like it. But yeah.
Well, maybe I should get into you. No, you go.
You should say no. It's for girls.
You tell me.
Go for it.
No, clearly
it's the first BL I actually like. It's pretty. There's some things that are interesting and a little extreme, but overall, it's good. I like the story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Go.
It's fine. It's interesting to know what you have to say about it. I did want to check it out because of the BL, obviously. Was my first reason to go watch it, and then we watched the first episode. I don't love the art, especially in the first episode. It's it feels like it's a little rougher. But the interactions between the two main characters are everything is a double entendre.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of like has a sexual implication.
pretty
Not
funny.
necessarily, like not outright, but the writing is just like, oh, it's so, don't force it. Don't.
Cliche.
It's like, let me enter you. He means spiritually, like to do their thing, but it's like, oh, entering you feels so good. It's like, oh, God, no. And it's just awkward. It seems to me, it looks awkward. Like, it's not sexy. It's not turning anybody on. Well, maybe. I don't know. I can't speak for other people, but
that's true.
Not in this house. You know, and I'm like, it's kind of cringy at first. But then that kind of falls away a little bit, and it happens less throughout the episodes, and it's more about, like, the story and the mysteries and the actual spirit stuff that's going on, which is really, really interesting. And that's what hooked me. Not the BL. The BL actually makes me cringe still a little bit sometimes. Not always. It did calm down. They definitely toned it down after the first 2 episodes. They toned it down
because now they're focusing more on the story.
Because now it's about the supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that, it makes me cringe when they get, like, all intimate. And it's just, like, so weird and forced and awkward. And I don't like it. But when things happen naturally and it works and it flows, it's really... It could be nice in the BL sense too. But overall, the supernatural mystery detective story is really interesting and it's really cool.
I think it is. You've already heard what I had to say.
Yeah? Was that all?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was kind of like semi-cringe funny in the beginning.
Oh my God, at the
and everything. Yeah, in the beginning. But I can't get enough of the story. The story is actually really good. I like it a lot. It's enveloping very nicely.
It is really interesting.
Rihito, his backstory is bonkers so far. Like it's trippy.
Because we just learned that too.
Yeah, we just learned that too. So it's trippy in a semi-scary way too, because like he's really been like this since he was a kid, and he's really powerful. And he's just he's a character you're just kind of like, I don't know what to think, but at the same time...
But it looks like they brainwashed the poor thing.
Yeah, like this, well, so much.
You know what it reminds me of? Like a serious / BL, Dr. Ramune.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of spiritualist, like a spiritualist who's actually good at what he does or has the powers, and then gets together with like a noob that doesn't really know, but he's kind of like scared or of his powers. Except this one's serious and it's BL.
It's very serious.
It's very serious. It's definitely like drama and it's good.
Story. Just you pull through for the first maybe like 3 episodes, because then after that like it starts getting a little better. It
focuses more on the story.
More on like what they want to present to you, other than just I guess pretty boys interacting with each other. One of them is not even pretty in my opinion.
Oh, he's not. Poor thing. Kosuke?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. He's not.
He's a dork.
He's not attractive at all.
Anywho. That was
okay.
That's my 2 cents. Don't listen to me, alright? But listen to her. She has...
Yeah, if you can get past the cringiness of the first 2-3 episodes and the art style, if you're like me and don't love it, you'll like it. It's good. The story, the supernatural part of it, mystery is really cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Next.
Alright, the next one we got. Oh, good one.
This is another one that surprised me. The vampire dies in no time. I was like, this sounds funny. That's why I said, let's check it out. It sounds hilarious. Let's check it out. And then we start watching, and I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, why is it the vampire dies in no time? Is this it? That's the whole point, is he turns into sand at the drop of a hat? Like, literally, at the drop of a hat, he turns into sand. It's like, no, this is stupid. This is dumb. And then we kept watching it, and it is dumb, but in a funny, hilarious way, because ridiculous things happen, and it's just, it's great. I don't understand the design of the vampire with the thingies. I've never understood where that comes from. I guess it's just a hairstyle that has the two, like Count Chocula.
I mean, I've always understood that like the hair is supposed to be some like sort of semblance to the bat ears. Yeah, to bat ears and everything. Yeah.
Okay. It's just really cartoony. Like, this show is very cartoony. Like, it's so cartoony. It's like maybe for kids. Like, it's good for kids. Kids would like it. I'm not saying that in a bad way. More like you can enjoy this with anybody. Mm-hmm. You can enjoy this anime with your nephew, your sister, your whatever.
Grandparents.
Your grandparents, your parents. Yeah. Like, everyone will find it funny. Because it's just silly. It's like a little bit slapstick, ridiculous, supernatural vampire comedy. It's ridiculous.
It's so good, yeah.
I like it.
I really like it a lot. I love the OP, the opening music and video.
With
the intro, the whole dancing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Like a little scat dance or something like that. You know?
It's almost Kekai Sensen-ish.
Yeah. But I like it a lot. This most recent episode is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
With that one vampire guy that has like this overweight girl that's like just obsessed with him.
Oh yeah.
And it was a miscommunication.
He was hitting on someone else, and she thought it was for her.
Yeah, and she thought it was for her, and he was like, no. And so she stalked, and ended up becoming this really funny situation, and then it ended very nice, very sweet too. Like,
so nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a quick turnaround, and I liked it a lot. I highly recommend watching the show, especially for that, because it was hilarious. I was laughing so much. This is probably one of my favorite comedy shows for this season.
Of the season,
sure. Yeah, for sure.
The comedy is.
It's up
really
there for the year as well.
This is another one that I felt like the first episode or two, I was like, I don't know. I think we might drop this after the third episode, and then we watch the third episode, and it's like, this is okay, all right, this is funny. Let's keep watching it. Let's just keep watching it. It's really funny. Also, John
the armadillo.
The armadillo. Oh my God, John the armadillo is mascot of the season. He's adorable.
John's the best. Yeah.
It's always John.
John's the best.
Screaming. He's so cute.
He's
so cute. He's adorable.
Okay, so the next one. Moving on.
Is you.
Oh, it's me. Okay, cool. The world's finest assassin.
Talk about taking a turn.
Yeah, taking a turn from what we were talking about previously. But so this is a really good show. I like it a lot. It kind of has the same little feel with the main character having to relive a life that he's able to retain knowledge. So like Mushoku Tensei, fast learner, becomes like a genius kid. The interesting thing that I have to point out is that like the title is the world's finest assassin. Obviously in his previous life he was an assassin, the best assassin, an old guy. He'd been doing it for years, and he's brought into another world. The isekai. Obviously this goddess chose him because she's been trying to choose.
She seems
warriors,
to choose people that are the best at whatever thing
that they're doing to try and defeat this hero in her world. And so it's like, what? But like he's born again in the world as an aristocrat.
Is what the title says.
So I'm like, okay. And so like when I was watching the first episode, and it's all like, okay, you're doing good. You're an assassin. You're doing this, and I want to bring you into my world to kill this hero. And it's like, so where does the aristocrat part come into play?
He is part of a noble family.
But that's not like the main.
But that's not the main point. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yes, he's an aristocrat, but it's an assassin family, and he's still just an assassin.
Like. It's like they just picked you up from one place and put you there, and it's like, oh, there you go. Oh, by the way, you're an aristocrat too.
Yeah, at the same time, yeah. It's like, I feel like they're missing a word at the end. It's like it should be the world's greatest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat assassin.
Yeah. And
should be the
as an aristocrat in an assassin family. Or something like that.
As an assassin aristocrat.
It's fine if the title's long. They're long.
It's already long. What's one more word gonna do?
Yeah, so, but I mean, overall, great show.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. It's just that concept kind of bothers me.
Because you were expecting something else.
I was expecting something else, but it's like, okay. Well,
but that's how so many of these shows this season have also surprised us. Is we went in expecting something and they gave us something else.
Yeah, it was
and it turned out to be a good thing. Like this one, for example, we weren't expecting that because I wasn't expecting him to just be an assassin again either.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be like a realist hero. You know that he was going to be a noble and he was going to be smart to do things,
and he was going to fix
not
things for the better.
Continuing assassinating.
But yeah, not like quite literally be hired. Like a goddess approaches him to hire him. Well, granted, she took him in that sense. It's like, oh yeah, no, I want you to kill this guy. It's like,
but she has been looking for someone, and Zeke is mentioning quality animation, quality story, one interesting goddess, and yes because why what is she doing? Like, what is this about? Why is she so adamant?
We don't know the end goal,
and she doesn't look, that face that she makes, that doesn't look like the face of a good person.
No,
like,
doesn't.
she's up to something.
Yeah, and, like, all we know that she gave inclination about was that if you don't kill the hero, then fucking the universe is gonna die or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, like, no.
If you don't do this, everybody's screwed. It's like, great.
I don't know, but anywho, it's
but it's really good.
It's pretty interesting in itself too, especially the whole assassin family, and like the dad, how he examines his son. He's all like, "Oh, do this pose." And
katas.
It's like the kata pose, like kata one, like kata.
It's like
two,
hardcore
like,
training. For
hardcore
sure.
training, yeah. So I do like how they actually, they're using certain aspects of real. Like methods.
like training for
assassins
assassins or spies and things. Yeah, I think it's really interesting and cool too because like with the isekai, it's one of those isekai like we were mentioning where it's a full grown like older adult. It's not like the fruit of whatever where it's like a teenager isekai somewhere else. No, like this is a 40-something-year-old man. Like this is a professional in his field. In another world, and that's completely different. And I love isekai that are doing that. Yeah, I like seeing adults. That's a good point. Yeah. Like Mushoku Tensei. I think that's why Mushoku Tensei is so good too, is because this is a full-grown adult who has lived life, who has gone through a lot of different things. Not as many things or different kind of things, but still you live a life and then you live another life. And you've only been alive for 13 years. What the hell do you know? It's cool. Oh, this is fun. But that's not the mentality with this guy. No. It's not, this is fun. It's like, I know what I'm doing. This is what's going on. I'm smart. I'm doing this. I'm an assassin. I'm honed in. Like, it's really cool. It's cool. It's like a movie. Like, I can see this as a movie, too.
I can, too, actually. And now he has an apprentice. This girl.
Oh, that's where I was going with that. Yeah. Okay, so, and they're adults, and they know how to do this. And he's training his own... He's getting his own team and he's training his own assassins with the knowledge not only that he has from his previous life, but also what he's learned as an aristocratic family. Yeah, so that's really interesting to me too, that what is his party going to look like that he's building himself. That's going to be pretty cool. That's really interesting. I like it. Definitely more of a grown-up isekai.
Yeah, we're going to continue watching it for sure. Really this was a manga too. I think we covered it on the website. I'm pretty sure
we have it on the website, a manga review.
Look it up on the website. We got the review.
I think we do.
It's out.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. Alright, so the next one we have is World Trigger.
Season 3. This should be pretty quick because we're kind of still on the same thing that we were before.
Oh, yeah.
So
from what was nothing changed really.
Again, I don't mind it because I'm loving it. I love World Trigger, and I like seeing the battles, even though they're still just training battles and nothing really... There are things at stake. The one thing at stake here is whether they can go on the expedition or not. Obviously, there would be no show if they don't get to go to the expedition. So we know they're going to go to the expedition. We know they're going to do well. We know Tamakoma 2 is going to win all the things. But we want to see how they do it, Another thing I like about... stuff like this, like tournament stuff, like school tournaments like we had in My Hero Academia last season.
Oh, okay.
Is that you get to see everyone's abilities, everyone's powers, everyone's strengths, everyone's weaknesses. Because once they're in the expedition, probably the next season, not this one.
Not this one, no.
When they finally do go to the expedition, away expedition, we're going to get to see this in action, like actually in action, and we'll know, oh, this guy can use this guy can use that, and then we're going to see what the other guys can do and be like, oh, no, that's a perfect defense for what we know these people can already do. So it'll be different. It'll be, trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. Just stick through it. Stick through the battles. They're exciting anyway. The characters are cool. The action sequences are interesting. You get to see the characters developing and growing and maturing. I love seeing Mikado come up with his ideas. Osamu coming up with his ideas and like his plans. He's really smart. He's a really good tactician.
Really good tactician.
I'm also loving the two neighbors in one team helping each other out.
Oh, right. Kuga and
Hughes are the best team together. They're the strongest part of that team. They work really well together, and I love that Kuga trusts him so much. regardless of how they even came across him, nobody else trusts him except for his team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like nobody else there. Everyone's kind of iffy about him. But Kuga is the one that trusts him the most. But he's, you know, they're not gonna basically.
Yeah, they're basically the same almost. Just different. What was it? Just different.
From a different
world.
Different world.
Different worlds.
But still neighbors.
But still, they're still neighbors and everything. Yeah.
So it's really good. If you're doing World Trigger, I hope you're watching this. If you dropped it at some point, don't just watch it, or wait until they get to the expedition and then just binge all of these, or skip them, I guess. But I think it's a good part of it. Also, you see the show evolve. You see the animation has gotten so much better. The art is so much crisper than like the first the beginning of the show. True. You know, it's like it's great. I'm loving it.
They're moving a little faster too, because the first season and second season kind of dragging on quite a bit. It was like a good like 60 plus series, or 50 plus series or something like that, and it barely moved
episodes 50
like so much. Like if you were to like record the timeline from where we are right now and then from where season one was, it's like it's like a quarter of basically barely where we're at right now. Like, but season 2 did move a lot faster.
Yeah,
there was a lot more uncovered, and then season 3 is moving a little faster as well too. So. But
it
looks
I do like the training. Finish the training, the competition.
The whole competition training
by the end of the season.
So good though. I like it a lot.
Because the next episode is already the final battle, or the beginning of the final battle. Because this is anime we're talking about. Or the beginning of the final battle. One battle can last many
like 2
episodes.
or 3 episodes or something like that, maybe.
But they're gonna start the final battle soon. So.
It's gonna be until the end of the season. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
it's gonna be that.
And then they're gonna say, "Let's go to the expedition," and then it's gonna end.
Yep.
And then they're gonna tell us when the next season is. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Man, I want Replica to come
back. I know, I miss Replica.
Replica is my favorite.
Replica's great.
So much. Alright, so that is basically
it
for new anime for the season that we were watching and what we think about it so far. And I hope you guys really enjoyed that. So now what we're going to do is go over Dropped.
Yeah, I'm going to go just really quick. Not that many. We aren't watching as many this season just because not as many caught our eye, I guess. But 2 that we did drop for this season were Mute King the Dancing Hero. We honestly only watched one episode. I don't even think we watched 2. It's not our thing. It's more like a little more younger audience, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of like we did watch something that was along those lines before. What was this last one that we just watched? That was a remake, not a remake, but a continuation from an old 70s anime. Because that's kind of the same with
Get a
Robo Arc. So this is kind of like a similar situation where it's like a sci-fi mech action whatever anime that was out decades ago, and then this is a continuation to it. So it's just like Get a Robo Arc, except Get a Robo was more for an older audience, like grittier, just older audience, grittier, period. And then if you take those 2 away is what we have with Mute King, basically. So it's like, it's pride, and it's about music and dancing and kids, and this kid has the power. And it's cool. I'm sure it has an audience, but it just wasn't our thing.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It wasn't
probably
our thing.
Too shonen.
It's a little bit too shonen-y, yeah. Like younger shonen.
Younger shonen, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But it might be cool for some people. I mean, if you're into also the Power Ranger type tokusatsu mech thing, if you're into that stuff, check it out. You might like it.
Yeah, you'll probably like it a lot, actually.
It just didn't work out for us. And then the other one, we didn't necessarily drop it. We just have watched like 4 episodes. I think we're 3 or 4 episodes in, and we lost track of it at some point. I don't know if it was too many anime or what happened. Oh no, we started it late. That's what it is. Rumble Garandal. Rumble Garandal. I can never say that. I always say it wrong. Rumble Garandal. We didn't pick up originally. And then looking more into it and what it was about and how it looked, that it was going, it's like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. Let's pick it up, right? But it was already, I think, 3 or 4 episodes in when we picked it up, and we binged all those. And then we had to catch up with other things because we had a lot of stuff going on, and then we just didn't continue it. So stay tuned for the end of the season because we plan on catching up.
Yeah, we do plan on catching up.
So this isn't technically dropped. But I mean, we'll see. Because it does have action. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Akiba Strip, where it has a lot of like otaku culture. Basically, it's a world where there was a rift opened, and this parallel universe where in Japan something never happened, and so they are still stuck in the Showa era. Mm-hmm. And then so they cross over and they take over our Japan, and they get rid of everything otaku. No manga, no anime, no idols, no anything, nothing. It's done. And so they get rid of all that, but then there are these...
Kill me.
I know, like, what are we supposed to do, you know?
In my life.
And so there are these girls that can act as batteries for these mechs based on their passion towards otaku things. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, I love One Piece, One Piece, singing the song, and it's like, that mech is going to be all powered up and can fight the monsters or the robots or whatever that are being sent from the other... No, this is a different show. Well, yeah, too many anime guys. The other guys from the other dimension. Uh-huh. And so that's what's happening. And it's really cute and it's really funny and it's otaku, so it has a lot of references, which is why we decided to pick it up because I mean, if anyone's gonna get it, it's us otaku, right?
I think what was the first few episodes? Like they were like roaming around Akiba. And so we were like, Akihabara.
Yeah, it's like, I remember that.
Natsukashi. Memories.
So it's fun. Like, it's a cool little reference to otaku culture and stuff. Uh-huh. So this isn't technically dropped. We just aren't up to date with it. Yeah, we were
trying to focus on other things and get them done.
It didn't really have our priority.
And then outside of work and anime, like our personal lives, we were pretty busy. Yeah, we're pretty busy too.
But we will probably pick it up and catch up. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned to the last, and then we'll tell you if we ended up dropping it till indefinitely or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next up, we have our top fives or five favorite anime of the season.
Yes, we got our tops.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Yeah,
go first. I'll be figuring out my last two.
So, in no particular order now, mind you. Okay, so the first one I definitely have to mention is Komi Can't Communicate. That one's definitely my top 5. That one's great. Love it a lot. Komi's my new waifu. I love her a lot. She's so sweet. And I love her character design too. Yeah. It's awesome. It's wonderful. The next one that I do like a lot is Mieruko-chan.
Oh, Mieruko-chan. Uh-huh.
Yes, Mieruko-chan. That is a awesome show. Definitely, semi-different approach on, what kinds of horror and thrill that were being shown. And I love how you're just kind of thrown into it and you're just seeing what's happening going on between the spirits and Mieruko-chan. It's like a whole new level. I love it a lot. I think it's great. The next one that I am enjoying quite a bit is Sakugan. I like that one a lot. It's probably one of the best adventure series that we're watching right now, I think. I love the concept and the relationship between Mamumba and Gagamba.
Gagamba and Mamumbu.
Mamumbu and Gagamba. Yeah. Like, trippiest names. I'm surprised I semi-remember them. I know. Because it's hard for me to remember other characters' names, and they're just traditional Japanese names, and it kind of sucks. So yeah, that was 3, right? So it was Komi, Mieruko, Sakugan.
Yeah. Oh, that is 3.
Okay. And then the next one that I'm really enjoying a lot, and maybe a surprise for Liz, believe it or not, is The Night Beyond the Tribe.
What? That's one of your top 5?
I love the story.
You heard it here first.
I'm getting past the whole BL-ness and like the
actually
interactions.
Kind of not even there as
that's
much.
Like not even important. It's like almost there just for like a comedy gag situation. But like
I don't think it's for that just to keep the fujoshi. I think that's really like the only reason that's there.
That's true.
Get extra fans to watch it.
I think it's funny in a sense, but others may feel differently. Obviously, I'm not judging. Don't like judge me on that situation and everything. But I like the story. It's really good. I haven't seen something like this since that pet anime that we saw. Remember?
Oh yeah, it's very similar.
That psychological meta like mind blown anime series. Like this one almost kind of has that, just spiritually. you're entering people's bodies, like, which is a run-on joke in the show. Is like, let me enter you, is what he keeps saying. It's like, oh,
and then it feels so good. Oh my god! Oh my chest.
So if you can get past that stuff, the story's great. I like it. So I myself am surprised that it's actually in the top 5, but it was. I can't ignore the story. I really can't. It's pretty damn good. And then my 5th one that I absolutely love and adore is Ranking of Kings. That one's number 1 for me. Yeah. That one's number 1 right there.
I can see that.
It's such a good show. God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But yes, so those are my top 5. Believe it or not. Yeah.
Oh man, you guys. Yeah, those are good. We have a lot of overlapping ones.
You know?
Yeah, we have like 3 of the same. So I'll just go through them. These are in no particular order because you know how I am. I didn't have time before this, so I can't really decide on what's...
We'll wait for the actual
at the end. Because then, you know, at the end, sometimes we don't even have one of these changes completely. For me last season, one of them got dropped from my top 5 completely and a different one replaced it. So you never know. Mm-hmm. But for now, my top 5, in no particular order, I suppose, are Komi can communicate, obviously, because it's just adorable. It's super cute. Good. It's really funny. It kind of hits your feels a little bit because these kids genuinely care about being bullied or belonging or having friends or feeling accepted. You know, like it's adorable. It's great. And I love how they're doing it. The adaptation is just, beautiful. So that's definitely one of my top 5. My other one that we overlap in is Mieruko-chan. Mm-hmm. Because it's so different. It's just so different. It's not just, it's funny. Like the fact that it's funny and creepy and cringy and terrifying and then hilarious again, it's just amazing. And the art is kind of cool. It's cool. I mean, the monsters are creepy and terrifying. They're Junji Ito type, ish. Today, the last episode,
creepy.
You know?
They're pretty creepy.
The art is really well done in general for other things. Like the last episode we saw at the shrine, the sunset was really beautiful. The animation for that whole interaction there was really cool.
And then we got to see actual like spirits used for good, like for exercising. Like they were the protectors of the temple. I was actually kind of curious about that. I'm surprised that spirit was on the temple grounds as long as it was.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
I thought it was gonna be an immediate exorcism of some sort.
Like it couldn't come in.
Yeah,
I thought it couldn't even come in.
Even that.
And it was there, but it was that strong, I guess. But
yeah,
and they struggled.
Because it ended up destroying one of the spirit foxes and
both of them, and then they came back.
That's right. But then a bigger one came.
And so that whole scene. Like, the animation is just great. And then there haven't been many crazy scenes like that. But if they continue to have these, very spiritual, amazing battles, it'll continue to look good. So there's just a lot about this show that is so different, so unique, and unexpected. There's a combination of factors of it that are unusual. So it's definitely on my top 5 because it's unusual. It's different.
Oh, so good,
and I love that. I like different things.
Excuse me.
Definitely on my top is my senpai is annoying.
You know,
I like it a lot.
That one was a close one. I was almost gonna to select one of that.
Yeah, as one of yours.
Select that one as one of my top 5.
So funny. It's so cute. It's cute. It's funny. I like that it's adult. It's grown up. The relationships between both the main characters and their work, and those 2 main characters with other people are just great. Especially the grandfather. Oh my god, he's the funniest.
The grandfather
is just the best. I love it.
Man, he's funny.
Yeah. I really like the comedy. The comedy in that show is really good. Animation is not terrible. Or bad even at all. It's good. There's nothing that really bothers you about it. The character design is nice. I like the main character's face, he's always just kind of smiling, all happy, and then the grandpa's all bulked up with his ponytail, and Futaba's just adorable, all chibi and cute.
Futaba, I like the most recent episode I think that we saw of her when she was 6 years old, and when she was 8, and then 12 again or something like that. But she's the same.
She's basically the same.
Just maybe an inch taller each time or something. But that's
so teeny tiny. She's a kid. So that's 3. And then I also have Sakugan as one of my favorites. So we have a lot of the same, really. Sakugan's another one of my favorites just because it's great. Like, it's well done. The animation's beautiful. The art is great. The storyline looks great. And the duo, the father-daughter duo is just, their dynamic is so funny. Their comedic, the comedic duo funny. Is just really funny, and it works really, really well. And I especially like that the animation and the art, it matches the level of interest that the story and the plot and the characters get from you, and the art and the animation kind of keep it. So it's really nice. I like that a lot.
Yes.
And also, Ranking of Kings is definitely probably, if not my favorite, it's tied.
So that's the third one.
Up in top 3 for sure. Ranking of Kings. It's amazing. It's moving. It's different. Again, it's not something that you expect right away. Even the art is different. The approach they're taking in general with that anime is really, really cool. And it's really moving, and it's so serious, but at the same time it has all this cool fantasy aspects to it. And again, like with Komi and all these other shows, it's pointing out things like he's not considered good enough because he can't speak, or because he's not normal. You know, and it's not. It's so messed up, but it's like this whole show based on that fact and how unfair it is and how messed up, and like how we're gonna see him come out of this, obviously, because that would be horrible if he doesn't. So I can't wait to see what else happens, and it's definitely one of my top 5, if not top 1 or top 3 at least.
Yeah, Boji is definitely.
Boji's great.
He's a great character. I really like it a lot.
Yeah,
and
I can't wait to see him later.
There is one thing I did want to mention. I forgot to mention before, is that I like how they kind of. What Disney movie is Sleeping Beauty, right? Or is it Snow White? No, it's Snow White. With the mirror.
Oh yeah, because the brother has a mirror.
The brother has a magic mirror.
Yeah, Snow White.
Almost kind of like the whole Snow White sense.
Evil.
But more so. And you kind of sense that she had the mirror. They, whatever form they are, had ulterior motives because they tried to get the brother, who's the king, to drink his father's blood in that whole ritual situation.
Yeah, to give him his
as soon
power.
As he was about to drink, like she was like like she left, she
won.
She sighed a chuckle or something like that, and I feel like he sensed it, and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna do what you're telling me to do," and all this stuff.
Well, he was already questioning a lot of things because he saw the whole thing happen, and it's just like, no, this is really wrong.
It's that ritual was. That was intense. That was pretty intense. But other than that, that's the last thing I would have mentioned about that because dang, it's a good show.
Really good.
It's a good show.
And I guess that's it. That's really all we're watching, guys. I know there's a lot more other stuff that is out this season, but we didn't pick up everything because obviously we are only 2 people.
We are only 2 people.
But if there's anything we've missed that we are not watching, but you think we should check out, definitely leave it in the comments. And hey, maybe we'll binge it at some point and do that and give you our feedback on that. So yeah, that's it. That was like pretty quick.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good season. You know, there's not a million things on, but there's a lot of good stuff.
Sorry.
Did we already leave? Oh, bye.
No, sorry. It switched over by accident. I didn't mean to do that.
But yeah, so that's it. It's a good season so far.
So far, it's doing really, really good.
There are other really good shows that I know we're not watching, but there's a lot. Now you know our recommendations from the ones that we are watching. Again, if you have any recommendations that we're not watching, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And
like the video, subscribe to us on YouTube here at Honey's Anime, so you guys can tune in to the next time that we have podcasts, or get notifications for any uploaded videos that we do have on the website, because we do a lot of interviews, unboxings, and when Japan opens up again fully and it's safe enough for the workers to go around a lot more, we'll be doing some more video content stuff, like Japan coverage things.
Yeah.
Because right now they're out and about, but that's where they're getting from point A to point B as an essential necessity. And along the way, they're getting pictures and they're posting them up on Instagram. So you're getting a taste of some of the workers in Instagram.
Yeah.
With
but
the
like
pictures
not
there.
like conventions.
But yeah, we're talking
like
like conventions, maybe even doing
cafes
some cafes and helping out businesses by doing video reviews and tours and stuff. So yeah, look forward to that. Hopefully soon. We're just waiting for Japan. The government is pretty tight.
Well, they're being safe. They're being
safe. So I don't blame them. They're a small island. They gotta look out for themselves compared to the rest of the world where everything's a lot bigger. I mean, look at New Zealand. Like, they do the same thing. But anyway, I'm rambling, right?
Yeah.
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 Sorry. I digress.
Alright, so also during this time of the season, halfway through is when we start putting out our 6 anime-like recommendations. So if you're liking any of the anime that we've talked about or any anime that you're watching, because there are some that we're not watching, but we will be putting out 6 anime-like recommendations so that if you're loving one of the anime from this season, you can find 6 more that you can enjoy while the next episode comes out.
Yes.
Or just to binge over the weekend.
Yeah, so
look out for those. Stay tuned for those.
Yeah, so thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate it. Again, like this video, subscribe to us, and keep an eye out for us on our social media accounts. Follow us everywhere if you can, if you have those accounts. And we will see you in about another month and a half.
Yeah, for the final
the end of the season. Yeah,
final review of the season.
Yeah, for the wrap up, post wrap up. So take care, guys. You have a good one.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, have a great weekend.
Have a good night.
We'll see you next time. All right.
Bye bye.